All right, I think it's time. I think it is time. Things are cooling off over the next few days, so I think it is time, for the very first time, to start up the Crown Royal 7300 MP. In the past, typically I would start the outdoor wood furnace around the beginning of October. Here we are on the 2nd of September, and over the next few days, the projected forecast is overnight lows in the 40s, and afternoon highs only in the mid to upper 50s. So it's going to be cool. So I figured, why not get this thing fired up and get it kicking out some heat. Now in this video, I'm not going to be going through how the entire system works. I'm just going to be going over getting this thing fired up for the very first time. I will come back and do another video following up after starting it up, showing all of the how everything's connected in the house, the heat exchanger for the hot water, the heat exchanger for the forced air furnace. All that stuff will be in another video. This video is just going over starting this thing up and touching on the heat exchanger and all that. I guess I should mention, because I'm not sure I mentioned it in the other video, all of my plumbing, all of the lines and everything, the heat exchangers, everything I had from my old system, I was able to just tie right into this one. So everything got plumbed right in. I didn't have to put in any new water lines. I didn't have to change out any of the heat exchangers in the house. So it was a matter of just setting this thing down and hooking it up. So one of the first things to do is to come to the back here and plug in the pump. We'll get the pump going, and this is just a matter of plugging this in right back here. You probably can't hear that, but I can hear it, that the pump is running. All right, so now let's just take one last look inside here, because this is going to be the last time that the inside of this wood furnace looks this nice and clean. They do end up, once you start this fire, there's no going back. It will never look like this. It will never look like this again. Before I get the fire going, I want to take you up on top of the shed here and show you the rain cap that comes with these Crown Royal stoves. It's kind of a unique design. I know there's always been talk about rain caps getting plugged up on outdoor wood furnaces. I know when I tried to put one on the Woodmaster 4400 one year, it wasn't even, I don't think it was 2 or 3 weeks, and it was caked full of creosote buildup. So there's always a lot of discussions about not needing rain caps or not using rain caps because they plug up. But let me show you this one. I think it's a pretty interesting design, and I'm not sure it's going to plug up. So here we are. Here is the rain cap. And if you look down from the top, I don't know, I can't see, so I think you're able to get a good look there. You can kind of see how the rain gets diverted and how the smoke is able to kind of go up and out. Again, this is a pretty interesting design. There's 3 of these like inverted cones that again kind of have the deflectors to prevent the rain from going down, but also to let the smoke go up and either kind of come out the top or kind of get directed and then come out the bottom. So we'll see how this works. Again, there's a look down inside. I think you can see that. I'm just holding the camera up, so hopefully you can. But yeah, there is the rain cap. And the nice thing about this is I don't have to take it on and off each year when I start it up or shut it down. All right, I have built a little crib, a little Jenga tower with some back 40 mini firewood. I'm going to get that thing lit up, and then I will be adding some more regular firewood in there. So now how the switch out here works, when the light is on, the blower and everything is off. And then that's the off position right there. And if I hit fan, that's when it's going to turn the fan and the blower on. and then I can adjust how much air is going in there. I'm probably going to start it right about there in the middle of the optimal range. Once I do turn the fan on, then in the back, the blowers will open up to allow air in. But I think to just get going to begin with, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the bypass here to allow everything, the smoke and everything, just go right up the stack. And then once I get things burning, I might crack open the door down here just to allow a little natural draft to kind of get the fire going. I mean, eventually what I'll do is shut that, and then turn the fan on. So here we go. Are you ready? The very first time the Crown Royal 7300 MP, the multi-pass outdoor wood furnace, is going to be lit up. The very first fire, 2025, September 2nd. And there we go. It has begun. I still can't believe I'm doing it this early. But it's going to be cold the next few days. And I don't like waking up to a cold house in the morning. And we got the fire going. She is burning. And I'm going to throw some more wood in there, and then we'll turn on the blowers. All right, I got a fire going in there, kicking out a lot of smoke. So I'm going to go ahead and get this blower kicked on. Now when I hit this switch, the blowers in the back are going to open up and start sending air into the firebox. So I'm going to set you guys up back here. So when I flip that switch, this is going to come up and this is going to come up. It's going to lift up, and then that's going to force the air into the firebox. So there we go. That's lifting up. That's lifting up. And now air is getting pulled in and going into both the bottom of the firebox and then the top of the firebox. So that is open and that is open. If we take a look outside, we have smoke coming out of the stack. So definitely burning. Air is getting forced through. If we look over here on our control panel, the water temperature is at 64. And we are going up to 180. So we have a ways to go. So it's a pretty simple process to get this thing fired up. You just want to make sure your pump is plugged in the back, get your fire going, and then flip that switch and turn the fan on. The blowers in the back open up, force that air in, and your fire just takes off and starts burning and heating up that water. This is one of the things that, with the Crown Royal stoves, I was really impressed with, and one of the things that I was looking for in a replacement is just a simple process to get things both going and then when it comes to shutting it down. Because I don't know, if things warm up here, 2 weeks from now, there's a chance I might shut this down and then start it back up when it gets cold in October. I'm not sure yet, haven't decided. I kind of figure that once it's going, I may as well just keep it going, but you never know. But anyway, I wanted to make sure that the process was simple, and it is very simple to get these things going. And now we are at 89 degrees, and let's just take a quick little peek at how things are burning in there. Oh yeah, she is burning. Now you might notice some condensation there, and I did call Don at Tomahawk Trailers, and I did talk to him about that, and that is normal. He explained it to me as the equivalent of a cold glass of beer on a hot summer day, how it sweats on the outside. So this is like the opposite. So you have everything surrounded by, what was it? When we started, the water temperature was 63 degrees. So you had cold water, and you start that fire on the inside, so you're going to have some condensation forming on the inside and dripping down. So yeah, it's kind of like the opposite of a cold glass of beer on a hot day where you get like the water on the outside of the glass. That is the same thing that's happening, and it's completely normal to have. You can kind of see there a little water, and you can kind of see on the sides there's little beads of condensation rolling down. But that fire is burning nice. All right, so now one more thing to note about the Crown Royal stoves here with the multi-pass system. Let me show you this. So we've got the fire going in there. We are burning away, right? We're burning, but then if we come outside here and we look up at that chimney and that cap, there is no smoke coming out. So all of that smoke, all the fumes are getting burned off. Nothing coming out of there right now. No smoke at all. Of course, it does help that I am burning nice seasoned dry wood. And again, that's kind of the design of the multi-pass. So the smoke and the fumes and the exhaust goes all the way to the back of the stove here. And then it goes up and it comes all the way to the front. And that's where this multi-pass is. And then from here it goes all the way back again before going up the chimney. And in between there is a layer with the water jacket. So while that exhaust, while that smoke is traveling back and then to the front and then back again, it's always surrounded by water. So you have all of that heat being absorbed, and you have all of those fumes and all of that smoke being burned off by that second, now let me see if we can see it in here. So right up on top there, that tube coming in, that is injecting air into this fire. And so that is why it's burning so nice and clean. You got air coming in the bottom, and then air coming in right there to reignite and to burn off the exhaust. Whew, that thing is kicking out some heat. Another thing that is very typical when starting outdoor wood furnaces or boilers for the first time, this would always happen with my Woodmaster, is as the water heats up, it expands and it fills up and overflows. So we are definitely full. The water is topped off and we have a little overflow happening. All right, so just checking in, we are at 172. I did add a few pieces, so just to show you how the fire is burning. So those initial pieces I put in there, they're still, like I said, I think I added 3 pieces. So adding 3 pieces onto that, and it's still got quite a bit of wood left. So it didn't burn through all that much to get that water temperature from 63 up to now 173. So once that water temperature hits 180, the blowers will shut off. These two will close up so there won't be any air going into the firebox. And then as heat is pulled off the water and the water temperature drops to, I believe, 170, that's when then the blower will kick on again and these will open up. And there we go. The blower's off, the dampers are all shut, closed up. The 2025-26 burning season has officially started. The Crown Royal 7300 multi-pass outdoor wood furnace is burning, and we are all set. I'm going to be going over how everything works on the inside of the house, how this delivers the heat, how the hot water goes in and then heats the hot water, heats the house. I'll be going over all that in an upcoming video. But for now, we're off and burning, and no matter how cold it is out tomorrow morning, And it's going to be like in the mid 40s or something. I don't know. Whatever it's going to be outside tomorrow morning, it's going to be cold, but it's going to be nice and toasty in the house.
I've been a real bad boy on the town all night. Starting